Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English podcast with Mandy and Mark. I'm Mandy, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Mark.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here with you all again. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to many people's hearts, our favorite books.
Exactly. We'll be sharing some of our personal favorites and talking about what makes them so special. We'll also explore different book genres and what makes each one exciting. So, whether you're an avid reader or just enjoy a good book now and then, this episode is for you. Make sure to stick around till the end, where we'll have some fun exercises to test your understanding and give you a chance to practice your English. Don't forget to leave your answers in the comments. We love hearing from you. So, Mark, tell me, what kind of books do you usually gravitate towards? Do you have a favorite genre?
I'm a bit of a sucker for a good mystery or thriller. There's just something so captivating about trying to solve a puzzle alongside the characters. How about you? What gets you hooked on a book?
I tend to lean towards historical fiction. I love being transported to a different time period and experiencing history through the eyes of fictional characters. There's something so immersive about it.
Oh, I can see that. Getting lost in a different world is definitely part of the magic of reading. Do you have a favorite historical fiction novel?
One that comes to mind is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. It's a powerful story about two sisters in France during World War II. Have you read it?
I haven't, but it sounds like something I'd enjoy. I've been meaning to read more historical fiction, especially about that era. It's always fascinating to learn about how people lived through such challenging times.
It's definitely a heavy read, but incredibly well-written. It gives you a new perspective on that time period. What about you? Any favorite mysteries you'd recommend?
Oh, I've got a whole list. But one that I always find myself recommending is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. It's got twists and turns you won't see coming.
That sounds intriguing. I do love a good plot twist. I might have to add that to my reading list.
You should. What is it about historical fiction that draws you in so much? Is it the escape to a different time or something more?
I think it's a combination of things. The historical detail, the chance to learn about different cultures, and the way those stories can still resonate with us today. It's fascinating to see how human experiences, even across centuries, can be so similar.
That makes a lot of sense. You're making me want to dive into a historical fiction novel right now.
Well, in that case, I have plenty more recommendations where that came from. What about books from your childhood? Any favorites that stick with you?
Oh, absolutely. I was a huge fan of the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. Those books sparked my imagination like no other.
Those are classics for a reason. They really transport you to another world.
They really do. What were some of your favorites growing up?
I have fond memories of the end of Green Gables series by L.M. Montgomery. Anne's adventures were so heartwarming and relatable.
I've heard great things about those books. It seems like everyone has those cherished books from their childhood that stay with them.
Definitely. They become part of who we are as readers. Now that we've shared some of our favorite reads, let's dive into some of the vocabulary we used. It's important to expand your vocabulary to improve your understanding and fluency in English. So grab your notebooks and jot down these words and phrases. Mark, would you like to start us off?
Sure. The first word is gravitate. Mandy used it earlier when she asked about the types of books I prefer. Gravitate means to be drawn to something or someone. For instance, I tend to gravitate towards comedies when I'm feeling down. It's like being pulled in by a magnet. You just naturally find yourself leaning towards that thing.
Our next word is genre, which refers to a specific category or type of something, especially in art or literature. We talked about different genres like mystery, thriller, and historical fiction. For example, if someone asks about your favorite music genre, they want to know what kind of music you enjoy, like pop, rock, or classical.
The word captivating is a good one to know. It means to attract and hold someone's attention completely. For example, the movie was so captivating that I lost track of time. It's like being totally mesmerized by something.
Next up is immersive, which describes something that completely absorbs your senses and makes you feel like you're part of the experience. For instance, the video game was so immersive that I felt like I was actually inside the game world.
Let's talk about resonate. This word means to evoke a sense of familiarity or understanding in someone. For example, the message of the film really resonated with me because I had gone through a similar experience.
Another useful word is intriguing. It means very interesting, especially in a way that makes you want to know more. For example, the trailer for the new movie looked very intriguing, so I think I'll go see it. Now, let's move on to some exercises to test your comprehension. Remember, the answers to these questions can be found directly in our conversation. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to think. So, tell us, what genre of books does Mark enjoy reading?
That's right. And what about Mandy? Which genre does she prefer? And can you remember the title of the book she mentioned?
Great question. And what book did Mark recommend? And what was so special about it?
Excellent. Finally, we'd love to hear from you. What are some of your favorite books and why? Share your thoughts and recommendations in the comments below. We can't wait to read them.
Well, that was a fun trip through the world of books. We explored different genres, shared some of our favorite reads, and even learned some new vocabulary along the way.
Remember, reading is a fantastic way to improve your English skills while also expanding your horizons. So, grab a book, get comfortable, and let your imagination take flight.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of the English Podcast with Mandy and Mark. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to our channel for more English learning content. See you in the next one.